The Dark Knight's run-in with the mysterious Asema killer has left him shaken to his very core. Who is this masked killer obsessed with harvesting blood, and do they have a darker connection to the Waynes? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics issue number 1093 and find out together, shall we? So then, as the issue opens up, we're actually treated to a flashback to not long after the original deaths of the Waynes in Crime Alley. It seems that outside the manor, people had left all sorts of gifts and flowers and letters of condolences. Eventually, though, all those gifts would end up rotting away in the elements, and all that was left was a very frazzled Evelyn, who we of course know from reading the first part of this arc is actually the secret baby mama of Joe Chill. In fact, today looked like the day that Evelyns planned to unload her heavy conscience on a young Bruce. She even brought along her daughter Scarlet, making this the first time that Bruce and Scarlet actually met each other. All Evelyn actually manages to get out, though, before Alfred stops her, is that she's very sorry for what he did. You know, this and some stuff we see later again really strengthens my own personal theory that Evelyn is probably the Asema killer and not her daughter, but I digress. From there we transition on over to the present, where we see Red Hood and the rest of the assorted Bat family going out of their way to try and collect all of the young men, who have recently been released from juvenile detention. Again, you'll recall at the end of the last issue, Bruce had discovered that Scarlet actually had some dealings with these prisons. And so far it seems that Asema is choosing her victims via a checklist. One kid, Spencer, is a lot harder to pick up, as he is currently getting the crap knocked out of him by his shitty stepdad. Luckily, Batman is here to step in personally, and honestly, I love this scene right here for a number of reasons, not the least of which being, I love getting to see paternal, eternally caring Papa Bear Batman fight the good fight. Not only does Batman deal out some much-needed comeuppance for this jerk, but he also sticks around for cops he trusts and social services to step on in to make sure that this is the last time this guy is ever a problem in Spencer's life. But also, because of the art, there's a great bit where Batman calls this guy a small man, even though he is literally hulkingly standing over him and armed with a gun. Now, rounding up all of the juvie boys was the easy part. Actually getting them to accept help from the Bat family, well, that's going to be the hard part. Again, heroes are agents of the law and oftentimes agents of the status quo, and all of these kids are from broken homes and low-income families, and because of that, they have been taught to basically never trust authority, even if that authority is wearing a cape and bat ears. To the Bat family's credit, they actually do a really good job assuaging these kids' concerns, saying that this is a judgment-free zone. They already paid their debts to society, and despite what they may or may not have done, they don't deserve to be hunted like animals in the street by Asema. Batman's idea is to outfit the kids with watches and sneakers that actually act like smaller bat signals, meaning the second Asema targets any of them, Batman and the rest of the Bat family can come on running for the saved. It's Tim, forever the smart one, who points out that Batman hasn't told the kids about the special microphones or cameras inside these devices, and that, you know, a surveillance state is kind of a bad look for Batman, only for Damian to fire back, yeah, you know what, and 10 unsolved murders is also a bad look. Man, never thought I would see the two Robins get into a high-minded liberty versus security debate. Now, just making sure the kids are safe is only one thing on Batman's agenda tonight. He's also dealing with a group of mercenaries who have seemingly started to filter into the city over the last couple weeks. Batman beats up one of these guys while also taking a call from Scarlet, who wants to try and set up another date. Or at the very least, another booty call. Naturally, Batman doesn't really trust Scarlet right now, as all signs seem to point to her either being Asema or being in league with Asema. The book is also sure to show off the masked scientist who assisted in Bruce's procedure last issue too, just so we have another red herring. Now, it's after that things end up getting really fascinating. We learn that the mercenaries were actually hired by Penguin to assassinate the Asema killer. Again, she's targeting young criminals. And because of that, Penguin's operation is suffering. He doesn't have any of his goddamn corner boys or number runners anymore. But here's the rub. It seems that the contract on Asema has already been called off, not by Cobblepot, though. He's forced to admit that someone very old and powerful must have gone over his head to get the contract yanked. I don't know, maybe someone who is also enjoying the benefits of the very same youth serum that's helping Batman out right now, just a thought. Now, it's after that the Asema killer ends up striking again, this time targeting Spencer, who was actively trying to return the car that he stole from his stepdad. The car crashes and Spencer is a sitting duck, luck, luckily Batman swoops on in to make the save. It's here that he realizes that the Asema killer isn't trying to hurt him. In fact, she is in awe of Batman. Like so many other wannabe vigilantes before her, Asema claims that Batman was her grand inspiration and that she's doing all of this because of him, and that the Dark Knight should stop wasting his time protecting kids like this, who already squandered their second chance. The two tangle for a little bit, Asema managing to slice one of Batman's arteries, not enough to kill him, but enough to take him out of the fight. Stranger still, though, she ends up injecting him with a hidden needle, causing him to pass out. Batman will live, and thankfully Spencer will too. But hey, what about the blood on that needle? Well, about that, we see a woman in silhouette return to what looks to be Scarlet's lab. The Night Watchman greets her before she eventually runs the blood that Asema had on her needle, revealing to her that Batman is actually none other than Bruce Wayne, a patient of Dr. Scott. But again, is this Scarlet herself? Is it her nurse? Or is it maybe her mother, who is also making use of the age-defying formula? I don't know, but you can bet I'm invested to see what happens in the next issue. And so that was Detective Comics issue number 1093, everybody, and I gotta say, now that Tom Taylor is fully rolling, this series absolutely has me in the palm of its hand. I love the use of flashback in this story. I love the fact that the Bat family got to show up and play when Batman really needed their help. I'm really loving the mystery of who is Asema, even if I probably have called out all the red herrings and I'm 90% sure it actually is Evelyn Scott. That still doesn't change the fact that the ride has been a hell of a lot of fun. And a pretty damn good indication too that Tom Taylor has come to play in this Detective Comics era, and that even after this story arc is done, he's probably got a lot more big ideas to introduce, and I personally can't wait. Overall, I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Just great stuff from start to finish.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.